612, good morning and welcome back. Right now we've got crews all over the area. Right now our mobile weather lab here is in I-65 in Gary. Northwest Indiana, one of the hardest hit areas this morning, getting a lot of snow out there. Of course, they're in a lull right now, and you can see some of that snow on I-65 has been pushed off to the shoulders, and so pretty decent conditions, Marissa, but one of the big things is that you've got to take it slow. I mean, we're really seeing a lot of crashes in Northwest Indiana this morning.
Something to think about as you're heading out the door this morning for sure. And what has been really interesting to follow this morning with our Laura Bannon is the snow totals, because we are talking about in some areas double-digit conditions.
And it's still snowing in some spots. I know that mobile weather lab right there was showing some clouds, a little breakage right now, but then the snow was on the side. So here's the thing, and we've talked with some of those people around the clock that have been working. It's the overnight, it's the cleanup, it's the volume that people are going out. So it's going to take some time to clean up, although we're not actively seeing widespread snow. It got pretty busy in the overnight hours with intense snow rates. We still have a band of lake effect snow right now that's impacting out toward Lake County and Waukegan. If you're joining us in that location, you know what's going on. Elsewhere, you may be wondering what's going on, because that's how localized this is as far as those intense bursts of snow, those lake effect snow bands that we've had through the overnight hours. We're still going to be impacted by snow across parts of the area for the rest of the morning into the second half of the day. Northwest Indiana, that's the zone that we'll be watching for an afternoon, evening snow band to come on through. Lake enhanced too, with some intense snow rates, as much as maybe 2 to 3 inches per hour. Across our area that got hit with the snow, you can see that's all the way out toward Elgin, Aurora, Joliet, south of Kankakee. Cleanup effort continues, but we still have at least some messy roads, especially in your backyard. Now, you don't want to get caught in this either, because we've got awful wind chills down into the teens this morning. Feels like 14 Midway, McHenry as well. Feels like only 11 degrees on radar. Here's a look at First Alert radar, and my goodness, this looking really pitiful at this point. But I do want to point out this thin band of lake effect snow that we have across parts of Wisconsin, right along the shoreline, right through Zion, Waukegan, Mundelein, Vernon Hills. It may not look much on the radar, but this band of snow is producing some intense snowfall and also reducing the visibility. So you don't want to get caught into this band, but this is what we're going to be watching through the rest of the day to ride right along Lake Michigan and eventually swing over into Northwest Indiana. Looking so much better farther to the south. Kankakee still has some snow hanging on and poor visibility farther south. Now, as far as our snow impacts, it's going to be right along the immediate shoreline through the day today that we do run into some moderate snow conditions and some problems on the roadways. So we're not done just yet, but a lot has changed with the forecast just in the last couple of hours. This is where I sent it over to meteorologist Kylee Miller in the weather sphere for a complete breakdown on how the rest of the day plays out.
Thanks so much, Laura. So this is a band that I put on the radar so you can see the intensity of it, and it's moving across Lake County in Illinois. But as we get going throughout the rest of this morning, it's going to be taking a jog off towards the east as the winds do begin to shift. So this is what you can expect heading out the door, especially near the lakefront. We are dealing with those snow-covered roads and sidewalks. Here's a live picture across Daly Plaza. So what we are tracking for the rest of this morning will be these on and off lake enhanced snow bands. Could become locally intense. This afternoon, we're going to start to see that shift over into Northwest Indiana, and then by this evening and tonight, finally starting to see some improvements as the winds start to relax. But here's a look at your hour-by-hour futurecast, pinpointing out what is left with this lake enhanced snowfall. We're still going to be monitoring that one band as it continues to move off towards the east. I think closer to about 10 a.m. all the way until about 2 p.m. That's where we're going to start to see places including Valparaiso, back into Gary, Northwest Indiana, really getting hammered with that snowfall. And then eventually it is going to be winding down and coming towards it to an end. But towards Northwest Indiana, that location, we could see upwards of about 2, maybe 3 more inches of snowfall. It's going to be very localized since this is lake effect snow, and if you get underneath one of those healthy bands, it is going to be dropping visibility very quickly, and it's potentially could coat up the roadways very quickly too. So 35 for your high temperature for today. Then for tonight, temperatures dip down into the mid-20s. For your 7-day forecast, weather alert remains in place this morning into the early afternoon. And then finally, we will start to see some improvements. Still holding on to a shower chance throughout tomorrow, but windy conditions will stick around. It's turning breezy on your Wednesday. The good news is any of the snowfall that we do get should be melting away by the end of this week. Thursday and Friday, as we start to see more sunshine and our temperatures go back into the 50s.